Welcome everyone, and over the past week you've been learning more about the importance of monitoring and reporting on your assets and seeking specialist advice when required. Now this week we'll be looking at physical asset OH&S, or occupational health and safety issues. So by the end of this week you'll have a better understanding of the importance of security and how it relates to physical assets, be able to define what is a high risk asset and explain what is a risk assessment and why it's important to a business. So as future managers, you all have a duty of care or responsibility to provide a safe, secure and healthy environment for the people that work with you and the customers that stay or dine in your establishment. And that's no different for the office where I work, where I need to look after the 70 odd people that work as part of my team. So in terms of security, there's many different types of assets which provide this. Recently I stayed at one of our properties up on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, and they had a number of assets such as electronic door locks, security cameras. There were resort security gates, entrance gates with security swipe cards, so only registered guests could enter. There were swipes required to access the floor and the rooms when using the lifts. Smoke alarms in the public areas and accommodation rooms. So there were a number of different assets which provided that security. So also in any establishment there are assets which are deemed to be high risk. So examples of this include swimming pools, spas, air conditioning systems. Essentially these are assets which have an increased risk of injury or people getting sick if they're not maintained correctly. They also require specialist assistance in most cases of maintaining them. Examples at the resort I stayed at include the pool, the spa, the gymnasium. So there are specific people that manage those assets, specialists in that field. So there's an interesting article in the prescribed text, Hospitality Facilities Management and Design by David M. Stipunak, if I can pronounce that correctly. It's on page 127, and that talks about a Legionnaire's disease outbreak and how it was caused by a lack of maintenance. So this week we'll also look at risk assessment, what it is and why it's important to a business. Think about some of the potential risks in your own work environment. What's the risk of something happening? What are the risks of injury? And what could be done to reduce or eliminate the risk? So the goal of this process is really to identify, review and act on any potential threats or risks, to eliminate them or certainly reduce them. An example might be that the tiles around the spa are slippery. The risk is that a customer could slip entering or leaving the spa and injure themselves quite badly. The hotel may then be sued as a result. So to eliminate this risk, the hotel could change the tiles, put a protective non-slip covering, post warning signs. A similar issue would be in the kitchen, so think about what could be done there to minimise or eliminate this risk. I imagine the risk of slippage on the floor with lots of there's wet floors and so forth could be high. So what is done there to eliminate or minimise that? So this week there's a PowerPoint on the portal, article, some web links, and there's also an article from the Gale database for your review. So by the end of this week you'll have completed the activity which asks you to visit a hospitality establishment and identify what measures you believe they have in place to provide a safe and secure environment for their staff and their customers, and are there any potential risks. So if you have any questions or need assistance, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you.